Martins are looking imperious over here at Le Mans, but we are about to take the final set of corners. Oh, some understeer from Ghost Powder. These Aston Martins turn like buses, but Mr. Boomtown's M6 looking good. He gets into first place. We cross the line as we get into the second and final lap, but it's not over yet because Mr. Boomtown is being chased by a bunch of speed demons. 3 Aston Martins, Mark Briaz in the GTR, and then you got Jay in the Jag. All cars much faster than him in a straight line as we take the first bunch of corners. Oh, what's happened to Briaz? Briaz got bitten by the GTR. The GTR's insane low down torque is too much, and if you don't pay attention, it will spit you right off. And I'm guessing that's what happened to Briaz. So on board with Joker, who started in 10th position and is now up into 5th, making the attack on Ray for 5th place. Will he get it done? Yes, he does. On the outside, some good stuff out here, man. So 2 guys who we need to take note of over here. Thank you, Director. You put us on one of them. Dreamers started in 11th place and he's now up into 3rd, and he's gonna be up into 2nd by virtual slipstream by the time we get the second chicane. And then we got Joker in 4th place out here. He started in 10th place. These guys are on fire. I can't make a note of the leader. I can't make a note of Ghost Brother because they both start on the front row, so they should be where they're at. Dreamers on cue takes 2nd place. Ghost Brother trying to get it back, goes on the inside, but it's not gonna work as we take the first chicane on the Mozart. Looks like Ray is attacking Joker again. Will he get it done? No, he does. Oh yes, Ray up into 4th place. But now, keep quiet. Shh. Oh. Cousin Nori and Polyphony, you got the Aston Martin sound so right as Dreamers pounces on Mr. He's not a pounce. Dreamers just sails by Mr. Boomtown like it's nothing. Mr. Boomtown in the slipstream, but Dreamers is still pulling away. But we hit the brakes. This is where the M6 shines in the corners. Who's going to get this W? This has officially become the battle of the West Midlanders. And for Mr. Boomtown, this is going to be a bit familiar to him because the first video on this channel, he got mollywhopped by VII, who was driving an Aston Martin. Will this happen again at the hands of his fellow West Midlander Dreamers, who could have easily said, hey, Mr. Boomtown, you haven't won a race in a while. You got some new sponsors on your car. I'll let you get the W. But no, these West Midlanders race very, very rough with each other. From Dreamers, from Mr. Boomtown, from Nitro to JT Fossey. These guys do not give each other any leeway. They race harder when they're racing against each other. There is no solidarity when it comes to people in the West Midlands. And we're on board with Mr. Boomtown again, and he's in the slipstream, barely catching up. In fact, Dreamer's getting a bit of catching up. I don't know why he's going out the slipstream because the Aston Martin is just way too fast. Look at him, he's gonna have to go back in the slipstream on cue out here. Everybody's doing stuff on cue today because I know what the flip I'm talking about. Heck, I might be professional one day. As we take the corner, Dreamers takes a defensive line. Mr. Boomtown takes a swooping line. Another squiggle from the M6. He is pushing hard. Who is going to get this stop here? Dreamers or Mr. Boomtown? We get out this corner. Oh, I understand from the Aston Martin. That's what it does, man. You can't have a car that's super fast like that in a straight. Handle that well. As Mr. Boomtown once again gets side by side with Dreamers, but it's all going to be futile. This battle is gonna rest on who takes the S's in the best way because Dreamers has to take them in the way where Mr. Boomtown can pounce, and Mr. Boomtown's gonna have to make sure he gives himself space to get a move done on Dreamers. As Mr. Boomtown takes a wide line, touches the grass, and then touches Dreamers. These guys touch Joker in 3rd place. Gonna catch up. Thank you for putting us on here, Director. It is now a 3-way battle. We got a Jag, a Beamer, and we got an Aston Martin, man. Who's gonna get this up? Yes, Joker's trying to get past Mr. Boomtown. Dreamers out here in front. These guys are locked together. This is gonna all rest at what happens next. Dreamers defense. Mr. Boomtown trying to go on the outside, but it's not going to work. Oh, Dreamers understeers. He took too tight a line. Mr. Boomtown goes on the side. Mr. Boomtown gets a whole bunch of club, and Dreamer says no. And then they race to that finish line. Who's gonna get it? Mr. Boomtown gets it and Joker gets 2nd. Oh my goodness, they mocked Dreamers at the finish line, man. I told you guys, these West Midlanders cannot race with any form of solidarity. They could have easily gotten through that in a nice fashion for the West Midlands 1-2. I really can't believe I'm commentating at this track, Director. Because remember that time I told you I would never commentate here? Yeah. I can't believe it, but hey, this race is very entertaining, man. Some good stuff going on out here. We got Nitro, who is being tailed by Zotto. Oh, Zotto, I have not seen you for a while, man. A NurbCrew OG, man. Nice to see you back here, man. So many NurbCrew OGs we haven't seen for a while. I miss you guys, man, but we won't go into name because there's too many of y'all. As Nitro takes this chicane in first place, as we now get on board with Los Lobo SP69. The Spaniard looking good in the little Megan. And personally, I have to say this Megan has no place in group 4. It should be a group 3 car. It really should. It's got too much downforce, man. Way too much. Just give it a bit more power, put it into group 3, and it'll be a lovely car. Oh, yeah, and speaking of lovely cars, director, look at the Viper, man. Do you guys know how much I love the Viper? I adore the Viper. Not the sharpest tool out here, but the sound it makes and its handling is great, man. I don't mind losing in the Viper, man. So because of that, and because Nitro is a fellow West Midlander out here, I'm supporting you, Nitro. Get this W as we're about to cross the line on the finish line, but it looks like Zotto got a great exit. This might be a rehearsal. Will Zotto be ahead as we get to the finish line? It doesn't look like it. So if that was a rehearsal, Zotto knows he needs to be closer and get a better exit to get this W if that's how he's going to do it. But will he wait for that or will he attack now? It's looking like he's attacking now, looking nice in that GTR. But Lobo, ESP69, out here just chilling. He's chilling in third place. Look how much quicker this car is in this corner. It's got too much downforce, man. Kazunori, just put it into group 3, man. In fact, why don't give us the option to race it in group 3, because this Miguel would be amazing in group 3 as Nitro takes a defensive line into this corner. Zotto goes a bit wide. Is he trying to get a soupy line? Yes, he is, because Zotto gets the late apex as he's catching up to Nitro as we're about to get to this chicane. Who's gonna get this W? Nitro takes a defensive line again. Zotto on the outside. Nitro hits the brakes, a bit of a slide. Zotto trying to bounce. Nitro clatters the curb. They lose speed and lost Lobo. ESP69 comes out of nowhere. He does a reverse Zonta, goes through them. He is now into first place, and with the succession of corners coming up, this race is his to lose out here. He is looking good, and Indigo Jet went up from 5th all the way up into 3rd. I don't know where he came from. Lobo out here pushing as Nitro gets on the inside. These guys are going to be fighting hammer and tongs. I thought Lobo had this in the back, because if he took these corners nicely, he would have been a Jet all the way from 5th place 20 seconds ago. Now attacking Nitro on the outside of the final corner. Lobo's looking good. Get the throttle. What's happened? Lobo's throttle shut off as his controller died. Oh no! Poor Lobo, but Indigo Jet goes from 5th to taking that W within 30 seconds. Great win for Jet, man. He came out of nowhere, man. That was a literal pouncer. If you know about the pounds, you know who I'm talking about.
You will feel the period.
Out here at Laguna Seca, chilling, some lovely weather out here. Stratocaster up here in the lead. He's been leading this whole entire race, but he's being pursued by Big Hans 74 and the hometown hero Duval Ross out here. Is that how I say your name? I don't know why I'm adding a little bit of flair to your name. It's because I see the American flag out here. On board with Duval Ross out here. Okay, we'll stick with it. Duval Ross, who got the fastest lap? I'm guessing his hometown knowledge is kicking into effect. He is in line to being in a shout of getting this W as we take the corkscrew. Don't clear the curb too much. Oh, taken expertly by Duval Ross, but Stratocaster out here falling under more pressure from Big Hans 74 and Duval Ross, man. I'm enjoying saying Duval Ross's name too much, man. Duval Ross. That's the last time I'm gonna keep on saying it for no reason. It will hit the final corner. We're about to get on the final lap. Oh, it looks like Stratocaster goes a bit wide. He's gonna lose first place. Big Hans takes the lead. Stratocaster nips in for some slipstream. He's he's gonna have to pounce back because these guys seemingly have better pace than him. As we get to T1, we're about to get to T2, the hairpin. It looks like Hans goes in a big way, but Stratocaster says, man, no! I'm taking back my lead, man. This is my W to lose. Stratocaster back up in the lead. He is taking a defensive line into the next corner, so Hans is probably gonna get a better exit. Ooh, looking close out here. Stratocaster, Big Hans, Duvo Ross. Who is going to get this W? The cream rises to the top, and at the top we got these three guys, as it looks like Hans is attacking on the outside and Duvo Ross on the inside, and this guy Zonta. They Zonta Stratocaster. Stratocaster, no! You cannot take this line down. You have to fight back. They can't Zonta you for free. You have to at least get back one of them as the hometown hero. Duvo Ross up here in the lead. Gets a bit of a trash exit because Hans is right next to us. Stratocaster at the back in the slipstream as Hans has the lead as we get to the corkscrew. On the inside, Hans takes a whole bunch of cap. Ooh, some adventurous lines from Hans. Looking like Valentino Rossi when he took that famous line when he overtook Casey Stoner many years ago. One of my favorite MotoGP races. Ooh, and Stratocaster and Duvo Ross are fighting. They're touching. These guys are giving Big Hans the win. The hometown hero, Duvo Ross, up in second place, but he's on the outside as he's being attacked by Stratocaster. Stratocaster gets in second. Will they have enough slipstream to challenge Big Hans? Unfortunately, I do not think so, as Big Hans gets the W with Stratocaster in second and Duvo Ross in third place. Some great action. And this is where AlphaTron made that fair pass on Mr. Boomtown. It was a thing of beauty. There was nothing Mr. Boomtown could do. Let me say it again. It was a firm but fair pass, man. It was beautiful. And it sure would have gone in the head of Mr. Boomtown because he's lost a bit of a gap to AlphaTron right now. And in the background, Ants gets it wrong. He was closing up to these guys because these guys, as clean as they're racing, they're still slowing each other a bit down, and he would have gone in the slipstream zone, made this a battle with 5 cars out here. But unfortunately now he's out of the slipstream zone, and this is where you need to be. You need to be in a slipstream zone to be in with a chance to get this W. Because AlphaTron took the lead and he built up a small gap. So even though these guys are still in the slipstream zone, by the time they catch up to AlphaTron, they're getting to the corner. And when they get to the corner, this guy in second has to worry about the guy in third. The guy in third has to worry about the guy in fourth, and the guy in fourth is trying to attack. So number 2, 3, and 4, Mr. Boomtown, FG, and Chicken Guy, are all taking compromised lines into corners because they're trying to keep their positions. So AlphaTron pretty much is racing like he's by himself. Sure, you're in the slipstream, but what you gonna do as Mr. Boomtown goes wide at the Parabolica, it's gonna cost him the slipstream because FG says, hey, don't you dare come back here. That slipstream is mine. I am gonna get second place, and this is what AlphaTron wants to see. He wants these guys to mess each other up, get a bit more of a gap as FG now assumes second place. But AlphaTron is taking a bit of a defensive line into the first chicane out here. I don't know why he's doing that because these guys were a bit far away. Mr. Boomtown once again trying to attack, and this is what AlphaTron wants. The more these guys compromise each other, the better. And it looks like Mr. Boomtown is gonna have the inside for Curva Grande. FG needs to cut him off immediately, but it's too late because Mr. Boomtown's already on the inside and he has the slipstream off AlphaTron. And look at the gap AlphaTron has built. This is exactly what AlphaTron needs and what he's been hoping for this whole entire race, is FG trying to get back on the inside. And no, he's also been mugged by Chicken Guy. Chicken Guy now up into third. He went down from second to fourth in essentially 2 corners. That's how close this action is. But what's happened to AlphaTron? Because it looks like Mr. Boomtown's caught back up. He's now much closer and he's showing him, hey, I am here now. You better pay attention to me. I am trying to get this first place and get this stuff here. As AlphaTron in that lovely looking lime green BMW is being hounded by the rest of this crew out here. This is some good stuff. AlphaTron actually looking like he's the only privateer out here. Although he has some Petronas sponsorship, that's not enough out here because we got Mr. Boomtown sponsored by Vosteiner. Then you got Chicken Guy sponsored by BASF or BASF. I never know how to say the company. I love BASF. They used to make the best cassettes out there, man. Hey, man, I'm dating myself out here, man. I used to have cassettes and that. Most of you people on here probably don't know none about that. And then we got FG Racing 0610, the guy who makes this all happen, sponsored by Hooters. So, pretty much outside of Alphatron, everybody's being sponsored by a big company out here, and they want to see some returns on their investment. As we are about to cross the line for the penultimate time, Mr. Boomtown's closer this time. Alphatron's lost a bit of his gap. What is going to happen? We got some fireworks in the background, people celebrating New Year's way too early. Mr. Boomtown gets out the slipstream. Was that too early? Because Chicken Guy is now coming in the middle. Ooh, some ghosting trash happening out here. Chicken Guy squeezes in into first place, overshoots the first corner, messes it up. Mr. Boomtown and Alphatron touch, and Alphatron is spun out. Mr. Boomtown spun Alphatron out. But I'm sure Mr. Boomtown will say, hey, the ghosting kind of messed things up. That might be his defense, but that did not look good from the outside. So Mr. Boomtown once again back up into the lead. I really don't know what happened. The ghosting looked weird because Chicken Guy was squeezed right throughout. And I don't know, there was still a bit of ghosting as we finished the chicane. So maybe we'll find out after this race if someone can investigate this. That looked horrible, man. Alphatron was looking so good. I don't like seeing this stuff. This is why I have a problem with ghosting. Ghosting creates issues because Chicken Guy would have not been able to squeeze in because the way Chicken Guy was squeezed out, it's almost like you're squeezing toothpaste out of a tube. It looked a bit weird because I think Chicken Guy would have made that corner without being squeezed with the ghosting because it was partly ghosting, partly not ghosting, and then it continued on between Alphatron and now our leader, Mr. Boomtown. And what happened, Alphatron was spun out. He's done in the 6th place. I'm very sorry about this. I should be talking about how we're on the penultimate lap and how this is cool, but we went down from a battle of 5 to 4, from a battle of 4 now on to 3, and Mr. Boomtown overshoots it out the chicane, but he doesn't lose much speed. And why is this indicator on? We need to figure that out. That's a bit weird. Switch the indicator off, sir, as Vorstein are now happy. They are rubbing their hands to be within a chance of getting this W. But FG racing for Hooters out here, they're going to be thinking we are in with a chance, and Chicken Guy is also going to be with a chance. As FG goes very wide out the Parabolica. What an adventurous line. And not only was it adventurous, it works. When I go wide there, I spin all the time. How the heck did he make that happen? As he gets the slipstream, goes on the inside, Mr. Boomtown seems to have switched off his indicator. As FG goes on the inside, who's gonna get this P1 as we get into the first chicane? Mr. Boomtown outbreaks FG, gets the inside for the second phase of the chicane. He gets a great exit. FG is a bit hampered out there because now he's being attacked by Chicken Guy as we're about to get to care for Grande. Chicken Guy on the outside. These two are doing exactly what Mr. Boomtown would love them to see them doing, because if they fight, Mr. Boomtown can scamper away and get this win for Vorsteiner. FG flashes the hazard, says, hey man, we are having a good time. I don't know if he said that, but hey, my light translation skills are amazing. I can tell you what a flash of a light means. I can tell you what a flash of a hazard means based on what's going on. So I'm guessing FG is saying this is some good stuff, man. We need to work together as Germans by getting this guy with a British flag up out here. He can't be winning in a German car sponsored by a German beer company out here. One of us needs to get this W. Germans unite! Okay, I don't think they said all of that, but hey, I'm just making stuff up as we go. But anyway, who is going to get this W? Mr. Boomtown, FG, or Chicken Guy, as we are about to take this chicane for the last time. So you're going to have some slipstream, then we're going to have the Parabolica, and then a short run to the finish line. These guys all take it well. No one touches the gravel, but Mr. Boomtown is in trouble. He needs to defend. Take the inside line, sir. Take the inside line, because that's your only chance at winning. As we're about to get to the Parabolica, he's being hounded, and he's not defending because FG pounces on the inside. I told you, sir. Defend your inside. Who do you think you are to think that you can make it work? He goes on the outside, loses first place. FG has now taken first place. Is FG gonna get this W? Well, yes, he is. A great win from FG. Pounces just when he needs to do it and gets the W. Mr. Boomtown in second and Chicken Guy in third, man. Some good action. And I can't believe this, man. We're on the penultimate lap now. We just crossed the line. Look at this, guy. All the cars are close together, man. This mini racing is intense, man. I'm actually jealous of not being a part of this, man. Why don't you guys let me know when you have these races, man? Let me know. I want to be a part of this, man. This looks amazing. Torpedo Peters has been leading this race from the start. He started in pole position. He is being chased by Ford Ranger, JT Fossey, Mac Henry, TFGP, Lucky, Intruder, Dreamers, and the guys 9th, 10th, and 11th, because we are pretty much all together on the same piece of track as we get on board with Intruder, who is mid-pack out here fighting to get this W. And yes, fighting to get this W, because this race pretty much the guy in 10th can win this race right now because of all the chopping and changing that's been happening. Intruder and Lucky just zonted TFGP, man. TFGP is making a career out of being zonted as Ford Rangers attacking Torpedoes, JT Fossey attacking as well. These guys are trying to get the drop on Torpedoes, but Torpedoes says, no, I am trying to get this W. I've only got one lap, but maybe it's fair because JT Fossey on the inside as we're in this lovely third sector. JT Fossey up into the lead, Torpedoes second, Ford Ranger third, but Torpedoes has the inside, they touch, Torpedoes back up into first place, Mr. Mac Henry now up into third place. Why am I bothering telling you about the chopping and changing our positions? Because it's gonna chop and change till the finish. The only constant we have is that Torpedoes is staying in first place. He lost it for a second, but it was not enough as we are about to cross the line. On to the fourth and final lap. 8 cars within a shot of winning this race. Torpedoes is out here assuming control. I have him for sure to win this race, man. So we're now on pole again with Intruder. Ooh, he breaks a bit late on the inside, looking cool, but he touches too much of the curb. Now with all that progress he gained is gone. Ford Ranger up from 5th into 2nd. JT Fossey down from 2nd into 6th. I told you, chopping and changing. Intruder was up into 3rd for a second, but he got too much curb and now he's down into 8th. Meanwhile, at the front, Torpedoes being attacked by Ford Ranger, who's on the outside. Can he make it work? Ford Ranger flickers into first place, but not for long because Torpedoes once again gets his number 1, but he's not gonna have the inside for the next corner. This is gonna be very tough because Ford Ranger is looking like he has some serious intention to take this lead, and that's exactly what he does. The tasteful gentleman is now in first place, but can he keep it? Oh, look at all this understeer, man. Doesn't really matter. Don't really care if this understeer. If I'm enjoying my race, Torpedoes gets a great exit. Him and Ford Ranger touch. Ford Ranger touches the grass, but Torpedoes lost momentum. Ford Ranger assumes his lead again as Torpedoes is now being attacked by Dreamers. Where did Dreamers come from? Dreamers was nowhere near the top 5. He came all the way from at least 8th place. As we're on board with Intruder again, showing us what's happening mid-pack. JT Fossey is 6th. JT Fossey was in the lead at this point in time. During the last lap, they all touch. They lose a bit of ground, but we need to get back to the front director. Who's Ford Ranger gonna get this W or Torpedoes? Ford Ranger's definitely gonna get this because he has a good gap. That top 3 is secure. Ford Ranger, Torpedoes, Dreamers. As Ford Ranger crosses the line, the tasteful gentleman gets the W. These minis are hilarious. Man, this is some amazing stuff from Starcaster because he assumed the lead on the first lap and he's pretty much just been chilling the rest of this race. His 2nd and 3rd sectors are imperious. Nobody can touch him. But the guy in 2nd place, Mr. Boomtown, has a much better first sector than everybody else. So will Mr. Boomtown be able to mount up something in the first sector? But it's a bit of a tough ask, but look at the gap, man. And all I have to say is, man, these Yaris's are amazing, man. If they drive half as good on the road as they do on this game, they're amazing cars, man. I went into it with some trepidation. I was like, nah, man, these cars ain't that fun. And speaking of fun, Mr. Boomtown sliding his into the penultimate corner, but I drove them and they're so lovely, man. They're great cars to drive. And Starcast is about to get onto the final lap. Looks like Mr. Boomtown got a better exit from the final lap. Mr. Boomtown's supposed to lap 4/10 faster than Stratocaster on that previous lap. He takes a wide line. Looks like Stratocaster takes it a bit on the conservative side. Mr. Boomtown's gonna have one heck of a run. This is exactly what I was thinking. There was a possibility of happening, but I didn't think he would because Mr. Boomtown, as you guys know, is not that good of a driver as he's now up into first place. Hush my mouth! Hush my mouth, but Starcaster is imperious in the 2nd and 3rd sector. Mr. Boomtown has the inside, but it doesn't matter because Starcaster takes back the lead as this battle hinges on the next 2 corners. Mr. Boomtown has the inside. Will he let Starcaster get this up? No! They touch. Stratocaster goes wide, but Stratocaster still in first place. He takes the final corner. Mr. Boomtown is not giving up. Takes a wide line onto the green top. He's attacking. Who's gonna get this? Stratocaster gets it by a whisker. I love these Yaris's, man. Okay, let me stop singing out here. AK looking good in that Dutch orange. M3 out here. He's in the shooting for winning. My commentator's gun strikes again. AK clouds the sleeping policeman as he overshoots the corner, but he keeps his lead. But Nitro out here channeling his Steve Soper. He's attacking on the outside in that Listerine livered M3 on the outside. Does he get it? They touch. This is looking just like the BTCC, man. These M3s provide good racing. Now Lucky trying to pounce on his fellow Dutchman. Lucky being mean out here. Meanwhile, I was thinking, you know what? These people from the West Midlands have no solidarity, but it looks like it carries on to the Netherlands because Lucky did not take no prisoners. He was like, hey, AK, man, if you ain't gonna get this done, let me get this done, man. Lucky pounced on AK. Oh, my bad. Let me stop calling you AK. Say Lucky pounced on Kanu XX. You guys need to stop with the name changes. How are you gonna have one name for years and just change it and expect me to pick it up immediately, man? It's tough for me, man. I don't have that great a memory, man. You guys need to make it easy for me. As well, on board with Intruder in the mid-pack. AK went down to fifth, but he started his recovery trip up into fourth. Sorry, Kanu starting his recovery trip up into fourth. It's gonna be tough for me to get that Kanu name right, man. Anyway, Intruder getting the slipstream from Kanu getting the slipstream from Eddie Jordan at the front. Lucky catching up to Nitro after he took second place from his countryman Kanu out here. Wow, I actually said Kanu, right? Man, that Lucky pass was mean, man. I have to say it was mean but firm. Firm but fair. We love this. As we hit the bus stop. Nah, I can't call it the bus stop. We hit the final chicane. Lucky flickers up into first place, but he overshoots the corner a bit. But he's on the inside. We are about to cross the line to get on to the fourth and final lap of this scintillating race. Look at this. 8 cars all within eyeshot of each other. Hush my mouth. 11 cars all within view of each other. So this is actually just showing how close this racing is. The M3s as Nitro is being chased by everybody. Intruder got out, is now into fourth, man. The chopping and changing is too much with these lower class cars, man. You make one mistake, 5-6 cars will pass you as we take Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge is flat. Lovely stuff from Intruder. Intruder's gonna have a whole bunch of slipstream. Lucky got it a bit wrong at Eau Rouge as Eddie Jordan pounces on him in that Guinness liveried empty. Eddie Jordan takes the slip from Nitro, but they don't know that Intruder has the most pace out here as he's trying to attack in fourth place. Eddie Jordan flickers up into first place, but Nitro says, no, that's not Boston, mate. I want my first place. Sorry, Nitro. I know you say you're not from Brum, but unfortunately, Solihull is a part of Birmingham. You guys cannot deny us. You cannot deny us. Nitro gets back his first position, and this is definitely Boston as you got Eddie Jordan in second, Lucky down in the third, and AK once again, XX Kanu XX once again is back into fourth place behind his countryman Lucky, but he goes wide, man. My commentator's curse is really messing up Kanu today, man. I'm sorry, man. Let me stop saying your name. But Nitro is looking like he is trying to bolt. He is trying to get this W. This has been a great race, but Nitro, since he took the lead, got past, got back the lead, got past again, got back the lead. He assumed control of this race. Once again, I say he is channeling his Steve Soap out here in that M3, thinking he's in the BTCC. Now on board with Big Hans in 6th place. You see how close everybody is? Anyone makes a mistake, it's game over. It's game over. You're losing a bunch of possessions as Intruder trying to attack XX Kanu XX, who's trying to attack his countryman Lucky. He wants to get some revenge because that pass Lucky got on him was amazing. Firm but fair. We love it over here. The more firmer your pass can be while maintaining its fairness, the better it is, man, because it's undeniable as Big Hans is catching up to Intruder. Big Guns catch up to Intruder. All of these guys go wide, taking liberties with the track on the final lap. Eddie Jordan goes on the outside trying to outbrake Nitro, but like Nitro says no, trying to get this W. We take the final corner. Looks like Nitro's gonna get this W. Followed closely by Eddie Jordan. Flash out the lights. Lucky finishes third. XX Kanu fourth, and Big Hans in fifth. I couldn't see everybody else because the race just flickered off, man. These empties are noise. You guys all know the deal. You can be leading at the Nürburgring, but it doesn't really matter because if you're close to somebody at halfway through the race, you're gonna be in trouble. And speaking of trouble, James gets the pass on Doc Levy, who's been leading this whole entire race, but Doc Levy trying once again to pounce back on James. Doc Levy not taking this line down, back up into first place in that John Livery car as James is now trying to get pounced on by Mr. Boomtown, and James says, no, you ain't getting past me, not for free, mate. That ain't happening. But Doc Levy gets a trash exit. James once again trying to get another pass, and doing all this, Hans Senior 85 from the back in the TT is catching up. Ooh, a beautiful slide from Doc Levy. James takes avoiding action. Mr. Boomtown's probably going to slow himself down there because of the guys slowing down in front of him. But we are on board with Hans Senior 85, who has now caught up to these guys. This guy was 2 seconds behind, but through all this chopping and changing and battling, he is now in contention to get this W. If he's close to all these guys when we get onto the straight, and he has the slipstream, he is a shoo-in to get this W because that TT is relentless in a straight line. Doc Levy trying to bolt away now because he knows if someone's in the slipstream zone, he is going to be in trouble. He is trying to make sure he seals the deal and gets this W. He's driving with precision. Now looking good, flashes the lights, gets a bit of a squirrely exit, and James is right back on him now. BMW versus Lexus versus Viper versus Audi. One is not looking right here because one is not German. You're gonna have to guess who that is. We're not gonna say his name out here trying to mess up the status quo. You could have easily been in a Mercedes, but we're not gonna talk about that. Doc Levy once again building up a small gap. These guys are strong in different areas, man. This is gonna be a very, very, very nice to see how this is gonna end up because it's tight, man. You see Mr. Boomtown trying to chase up James in the background, and Hans right behind Mr. Boomtown. This is some close stuff. Shifting to fifth, that Lexus sounds lovely, but it looks like Doc Levy 62 has a bit of a lead. He's looking right now, but it's not enough. It's not enough. People are gonna be in the slipstream. If I'm him, I'm short shifting onto the back straight because that's the only thing I can do. There's nothing else I can do because if I short shift, I negate your slipstream effect, and it gives me a chance for you to get past me and for me to get back past you. But Hans Senior sitting tight, sitting pretty out here because he knows he has the fastest thing in a straight line, and he knows he's gonna have a whole bunch of slipstream as we are about to get onto the dotting of her. Doc Levy's looking squirrely in the M3, man. Stop flashing the light at us, Doc Levy. Concentrate on your driving. Mr. Boomtown gets a great exit and it's a bit of slipstream from Doc Levy. He is blocking Hans. Hans gives Mr. Boomtown a tap. Will Mr. Boomtown return the favor? No, he won't. Mr. Boomtown giving James the slipstream. What a mean guy. Hans gives you a boost and you go on to give James the slipstream. That's because Mr. Boomtown knows the deal. If he gave Hans the slipstream, Hans would have been too fast, but James now in the slipstream on board with Hans again. He gets past Doc Levy. James carrying more speed out of the gantry. James on the outside and into first place, but is he gonna get it? Mr. Boomtown on the outside breaks a bit later. Looks like Mr. Boomtown sealed the deal out here. We take the final corner. James goes wide, clatters the barrier down from second all the way down to fourth. What a shame. But Mr. Boomtown, an unlikely win out here by winning, by the virtue of the help he got from Hans. I hope he thanks him after the race, man. But that was dirty. Hans gives you a boost and then you give slipstream to someone else. That's selfish, sir. You guys know I'm usually impartial in these races, man. I'm not supporting nobody. But in this race, man, I can't help it. I'm supporting Abati, man. You know why? Because Abati's my unofficial teammate, man. He's helped me out so many times, and I've helped him out, man. We have a good relationship, man. I love Abati, and I am pulling for Abati to get this W. And Abati, ever since he took the lead 4 laps ago, has been soaking up the pressure from FG Racing 0610, the man who makes this happen. And Menane, his teammate, not only is he his teammate, a fellow NurbCrew member in Menane, but Abati's just been chilling and saying, hey, man, I will place my car where it needs to be. If you're gonna pass me, you're gonna have to make it an audacious pass. It's not gonna be a standard pass. It's not gonna be an easy pass. If you pass me, you earn it, damn it. And that's all he can do because he does not have the pace to ball. But now we have a train forming behind. It's a 4-car train, but as you see behind GTMA Redder, we'll just call you Redder, sir. Behind Redder, you see GT Cable and Hawk 14, and Dima's not too far behind, so pretty much 7 cars covered by the space of 2 seconds right now. That's how close this race is. It's some lovely stuff, and this is proper spec racing. These guys cannot change setups, gear ratios, nothing. Everybody's driving the same car. They're bringing what they brought to the table. This is all going to be a showcase of who can drive the best. And look at that lovely defensive line that Abati took into the hairpin. FG might have been thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe if I can channel some Kamui Kobayashi from a few years ago. Remember when Kobayashi was just overtaking everybody at that hairpin? If you can channel that, maybe FG can get the pass. Abati once again goes in defensive, but not so defensive that he loses momentum. He's defensive where he needs to be, but you see how he takes this corner onto the back straight. They're gonna have the slipstream, but you know the deal. It's tough to get past even with slipstream when it comes to spec racing. So I am pulling for you, Abati. There's Redder out here pulling out the slipstream, trying to see what's happening in front of him. Redder take the what do they call this corner? I know this corner, but I'm not gonna say the name. I always say that because it's insurance, man. I don't want to say it wrong and people say, yeah, you said it wrong. So nah. Oh, looks like my controller's battery has gone low, but we don't have time for that because we are crossing the line to get onto the 11th lap. FG is attacking on the outside of Abati, but Abati is still maintaining his inside line. Looks like FG went back in the slipstream. I don't know what happened there. We missed something because it looked like he was right beside him as we left the final corner. Abati once again placing his car expertly, and the train size is increasing because GT Cable has now joined the train. It's a 5-car direct train, but then we got 7 cars all within less than 2 seconds of each other. It's looking good out here. Whoever makes a mistake is falling down the field. And who is it gonna be? I hope it's nobody. I really hope it's nobody, and I really hope it's not gonna be Abati because I told you guys I am pulling for Abati, my unofficial teammate out here. Get this W on board with Cable out here, just taking stock on things, looking good, nice controlled race. This is tough, man. This is tough. I struggle following people. I would rather have you chase me than chase you, because I got a problem with target fixation. So when people mess up, I messed up with them. The way, like, I think in 2003, where Schumacher made a mistake ahead of Barrichello, and Barrichello followed him right now. That's what I do. My target fixation is horrible. But this ain't about me. This is about Abati, FG Racing, Menane, Redder, Kebu, Hag 14, D-Man, and F-Strike. I can't see the rest of you guys, so I can't really say your names. But just know this involves all of you, man. You guys all matter, man. This is an amazing championship that FG Racing 0610 makes happen. And speaking of which, FG is in second place, trying to get this pass, trying to get up into the lead. He goes on to the outside as we get to the curve, but Abati keeps him honest. He says, hey, I told you, if you're gonna pass me, it's gonna be an honest pass, as the Redder's out here trying to attack his fellow Moroccan Menane, who then attacks FG on the outside. That was a proper pounce by Menane, and Redder's trying to say, hey man, let me follow my Moroccan teammate out, my Moroccan my Moroccan countryman, into third place. But that doesn't happen because FG is now has the slipstream. But no, Menane is helping his countryman out, giving his countryman some slipstream, trying to get in Morocco, 2 Moroccans on the podium. But hey, I haven't forgotten, we just crossed the line, which means we're in the 12th and final lap. Abati has been leading for 8 laps, soaking up the pressure. And it's changed from FG being directly behind him to his teammate and fellow NurbCrew member, Menane, in second out here. Will these guys play the team game? Will Menane be a good teammate? Or will Menane try to get the glory for himself? So on board with D-Man, 7 cars, all covered by less than 2 seconds. Look at this, man. We can see the leader in 7th. You don't really see this in Group 3 racing, in GT3 racing. No, it's rare for you to see this. It shows you the quality of the drivers, but also it shows you how good Abati is defending, because he's obviously having to go slower. He's been doing 2 minutes laps and 2:01s, and that's not really fast, because his fast is a 59. But he said, you know what? No, I'm not gonna push. I'm gonna place my car where it needs to be. I'm gonna channel my inner Jason Plato. Sorry about it, I don't know any German. Actually, you know what? His channeling is Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher, one of the best defensive drivers out there. And although Michael Schumacher is my favorite driver, I have to say Jason Plato, best defensive driver I've ever seen. You wanna see defensive driving? 2016, watch the Craft races. He defended the hell out of the Beamers when he was in the MG. It was beautiful, but we're on the back straight for the final time. Abati defending with all his might. Now 7 cars all covered, still by less than 2 seconds. As Abati takes the corner, looking good. He just has to take a defensive line and he'll be at Menane in second place. Why are we getting a yellow flag warning? Ooh, someone tapped Menane. Menane taps Abati. Abati hits the turf. Let's hope it doesn't cost Abati. Please, no. Menane on the outside of Abati touches the grass. Menane loses second place, but Abati gets the W. Menane down in the 6th place. I told you, you make a mistake, you pay. But Abati gets the win. Yes! I was pulling for you, man. My unofficial teammate.